Bubble is getting nerfed, and if this is your first time hearing about this, I'm sorry it had to be this way. In the DCP Bungie interview, they said that they reduced the orb generation that you produce when 30th Anniversary came out, and they also reduced the weapon damage bonus from 35% to 25%. We think its kill potential now is less than most roaming supers by and large. We're okay with more wards happening because of that. Then they asked, well, is that going to be for both PvE and PvP? And they said, I think it's for both. I've seen a lot of players getting upset about this. The big deal about the bubble is the 35% Weapons of Light, a key strategy for boss DPS. If Weapons of Light does indeed get down to 25%, is the bubble dead? No, I don't think so, not as a whole, because essentially we traded 35% damage with a tier 10 7-minute 5-second super for 25% more damage with Weapons of Light and a 5-minute 19 super. And remember, the super is base, you're going to be getting it faster than that, especially in PvE with hands-on, getting kills on ads, them hitting you, and so on. It's going to be volume, more of them coming out. Gonna be great in solo play with the near instant activation. It still has the overshield, but that 25% matches Well of Radiance. They're not gonna work together in team play because in team play, a tale old as time, like right here with Hawkmoon. Base damage is 2,456. Well of Radiance is 3,070. That's the 25% while in Well. And with Weapons of Light, it deals 3,316. That's the 35% more. It takes the highest buff, so Weapons of Light wins. You're doing 35% more. This setup in the future is possibly going away, but that's gonna be okay. The bubble's still gonna be there if you need it. And maybe in an encounter, we have a lot of ads just funneling down a hallway. You can put the bubble in front of them with the Saint 14 helmet, blind them. That way they don't get in your well, in the phone booth, and start punching you and knocking your aim around. But there is another way to get 35%. And there's also one more, and I have like 5% confidence that it's gonna work. It does now. I'm gonna cover it, but I don't think it's going to with Witch Queen. Maybe if you raid on the weekend, like this upcoming weekend with a regular group, try this main strat out, because in the future, I think that this is gonna be it. It's gonna be one of the main ways. And there's possibly gonna be more ways once we get the expansion. We're gonna see how it shakes out, but remember the main one. It may be how things are gonna be going forward. The three main damage sources in Destiny are a buff, a debuff, and weapon damage. A weapon buff. It's always gonna take the highest percentage, so if you were to pop a bubble in the back, get in the well, and if they're both doing 25% in Witch Queen, it doesn't stack to 50%, it stays that flat 25 because they cancel each other out. It's already taken the highest percentage. That's where it's going to be. And with the bubble, there's always the navigation of going out of the well, getting in the bubble. DPS takes a little bit of a hit while everyone's doing that movement, but that's been okay. So a real quick one, like I said, I'm about 5% confident in is Banner Shield, using it with the Urza Titan because you move faster while guarding. The guarded damage converts to super energy. Guarding your allies makes the shield last longer. This is currently muddy because technically when you're behind the banner shield, you're getting Weapons of Light. And in the podcast, they were talking about bubble specifically. It's new super time and the changes because of that. And they also said in a tweet that banner shield is now part of the base Titan super behavior. So it feels like it's going to get knocked down to 25% as well, but I do want to include it. We're going to assume that it's 25%, but if it's still 35, I'll make a short video to remind you. But the other way, the new main way it feels like, is going to be the Boots of Assembler Warlock. This is going to be used a lot more, and for this to work, the Empowering Rift needs to be back behind the well. It's a little jacked with only 2 players right here, so I have my friend Jingleheimer here with Lumina shooting me. That way he makes sure that I get a noble round, but they're going to be an Empowering Rift behind the well. So the 5 members are going to be within the well, doing the damage, getting the fast reloads. But the one in the back, the assembler well is going to be going a little ballistic because there's a lot of allies. More rounds are going to be formed, and it's going to be seeking to these allies. Now, you're going to have 5 players within the well. They're going to be getting 35% more damage, but the back Warlock all by himself, they're getting 25. Maybe they could be on Divinity, just to perfectly round it out. But this allowing the 35% gets us back to where we always have been, and we're going to be looking for new ways once the expansion drops. Now, the third aspect of the whole Destiny damage procedure is the debuff. Weaken is in the new Void 3.0. It gives a global 15% debuff in PvE. So when the main source of debuff is gone, that's when you're going to throw that. Because the initial debuff needs to be a Hunter Tether, a Tractor Cannon, maybe a Hammer Strike. It's more than likely going to be a Tether Hunter because they can throw the Tether. That's 30% debuff. Everybody does their damage, and when that Tether runs out, they would throw their ability, their Weaken ability, at the tail end of a damage phase just to get a little bit more. I wanted to talk about this. It's not all doom and gloom. There are other ways to get the same end goal, and we're going to have a lot more freedom with our build crafting. Maybe there's weapons, maybe there's new things within Void 3.0 that we can kind of pair up. I'm really excited for it. Like I said, over the weekend, if you have a fire team that you do raids with, try some of these out. And ultimately here, I try to do my best here to set you up for success, and this is a very good starting point. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. Let's talk about this down below. Share anything that you can. Help each other out. Thanks. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.